13 women have now filed lawsuits against multiple companies after they state that they contracted an incurable sexually transmitted disease from a janitor who placed his genitals on water bottles and peed in them. The nighttime janitor, identified as Lucio Diaz, age 50, was arrested in October after he was caught on camera rubbing his genitals on a water bottle on a woman's desk at an office building in East Houston. Who was infected with herpes simplex 1, was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Lawyers also state that 14 women who work in the building have tested positive for the disease. They are alleging that the companies permitted and disregarded the janitor's disturbing conduct. The investigation into Diaz first started when a female employee noticed a sour tasting water from a 5-gallon water dispenser in late August. The water dispenser was placed in a common area of the practice and was used by staff and others. The women stopped drinking the water from the dispenser and brought a personal water bottle to use. In late September, the woman left her water bottle, which was halfway filled with water, on her desk. When she drank the water from it over the next day or so, she noticed that the water had a bad taste and smell. She threw away the water bottle and purchased a new one. Police stated one day she noticed a yellow colored liquid inside her new water bottle. Another coworker stated that she had a similar experience. Believing it was urine, the employees had the liquid tested and the results confirmed it was urine. The woman purchased a security camera and attached it to her computer. She told police that the footage showed the janitor, identified as Diaz, placed his genitals on the inside of her bottle and urinated in it. He repeated the act twice over the few days. Lawyers also state that the woman gave the building's management company a copy of the video and told them she was going to notify other tenants. Quote, in response, management asked her not to do that and assured her that they would handle the situation and notify the other tenants. However, no such notification was given, and later that evening, the woman's hidden camera captured Mr. Diaz doing the exact same thing. In addition, the other tenants weren't notified up until October 3rd. The women are suing the owner of the building's management company, the maintenance company, and the cleaning company that employed Diaz. Let me just explain this to people. This is the most disgusting thing that I have heard in a very long time. This guy needs to be thrown directly in prison. This is why I tell people that you cannot leave stuff in public settings. You can't leave it on your desk. Even though it's quote unquote your personal space, you still got janitors and other people that come through at night and they happen to touch and clean things. You don't know where their hands have been. You don't know specifically what they're doing. You don't know if somebody might have dropped whatever it was in the garbage, then put it back into the container or sneezed on it, hacked on it, coughed on it, mixed it up. You don't know what could have potentially happened. This is a clear-cut example as why you should never leave anything that is drinkable or edible on a desk and then come back to it the next day thinking that everything is completely fine and dandy, because you don't know who anybody is. You don't know specifically what they're about and what it is that they will specifically do. Diaz thought that it was a very great thing to rub his genitalia all on the water bottles, all on people's water containers, and then inevitably ended up infecting them with herpes. They're not getting away with that. They're not going to come back from that. And then not even just that, not even just the health implications, right? Think about the societal implications that these women now have to face. They now have to move and live vastly differently. Now, a lot of these women who might have been outgoing and very social, now they're going to become introverts because of how it is that everything happened. Nobody's going to believe that, the janitor did this. It was a random janitor that gave them this. Nobody's going to, in a sense, believe that story unless they actually do the research. And even then, with people having the information, they're still going to decide to, look at them differently. Right. And that also means that these women have to go on dates differently as well, because they're going to have to, on that first date, let the person know, like, hey, something happened that was beyond my control. It had to do with a janitor that decided that he wanted to do all of this other type of stuff. And me and 13 other women, we ended up catching herpes. Right. And like I said, that's crazy to have to have a completely different life, and now this is your life. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine what that type of transition, what a person mentally, internally would actually have to go through because of what it is that somebody else wanted to do. This guy needs to be in prison. Anytime that stuff like this happens, there needs to be laws passed where people will be thrown in prison for life. You are not getting out. You decided that you wanted to do irreparable damage to other people's lives, then your life is no longer to be accounted for. You are completely with the system, as you should be, because this is full-fledged a crime. Full-fledged. I almost want to say, couldn't that be listed as like some terroristic type of deal because he used his body as a biological agent against other individuals? I could swear I read that somewhere before. But like I said, I feel sorry for these women. I really do. I feel so sorry for those women because, and then on top of that, just imagine if these women had relationships during that time. How do you sit up there and explain that to your boyfriend or your significant other that, yo, this is what happened at work? They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Ain't nobody going to sit up there and believe you. It's like, no, I know how you got it. You sat up there and cheated. You were seeing somebody else, right? Because no telling, what type of conversations or arguments that they might have had or what type of relationship history that they might have had. This is just going to add directly onto that. And then if the women are married, oh, it's probably going to be over. It's probably already out of those 13 women, somebody probably got divorced. Somebody probably lost an engagement, probably lost a boyfriend. All because this dude decided that he wanted to use his body as a weapon. This is ridiculous. This is full-fledged ridiculous. Like I said, you can look at his face and tell that he don't got a care in the world. He has zero cares. Zero cares. These are some of the most dangerous people directly out there. People who know that they got something and then they want to inflict that same type of pain onto other people that don't deserve it. These are some of the most dangerous people directly out there. And he has proved that with this story. So hopefully this is a warning to other people to be very careful about the stuff that you decide to leave out and try to go back to. Again, don't leave food in the work refrigerator. Don't leave your lunch pail in the work refrigerator. If you ended up leaving that, you might as well throw it out because you don't know what anybody could have potentially done. You don't know. You have no clue. Like I said, they even went to the furthest extent of getting themselves like a water bottle. And it still happened. Like I said, this is crazy. Hopefully, this doesn't happen to nobody else. I hope that this does not happen to nobody else.